I once spent an entire taxi ride convinced I had just been rude to the driver.
What did you say?
I said, "I'm good," when he asked how I was. And afterwards, I sat there thinking, was that too casual? Did that sound dismissive? Should I have said something longer, something warmer?
And the truth is?
Completely fine. Totally normal. I had invented an entire rudeness that did not exist.
I do this constantly. There is a whole category of English phrases that sound, to a learner's ear, like they might be rude, short, blunt, direct, and are actually some of the most normal, polite things a native speaker says all day.
And today, we are going through exactly that list. Phrases that sound rude, and the honest verdict on every single one. Actually rude or perfectly fine.
I'm Albert.
I'm Mary. LeapTalk English, B2 level, real conversation. Today, is this phrase actually rude, or have you been worrying for nothing? Word tour at the end. Stay for round 3. It has the one almost every learner avoids completely, and it is one of the most polite things you can say. Comment right now. Tell us one English phrase you have always quietly worried might sound rude. We will tell you the honest answer.
Let's go. Round 1, short answers. Round 1, the short answer category. Mary's taxi confession belongs here.
I'm good. The verdict?
Completely fine. Actually, one of the most common responses to "how are you" in casual English. Short does not mean rude. It means casual.
Nope. Verdict?
Fine in the right context. Among friends, in response to a simple yes or no question, it's natural and warm. In a very formal setting, you'd want "no, not at all" instead. But the word itself carries no rudeness. Can't complain? Verdict?
Genuinely one of the most cheerful sounding short answers in English. Despite the negative grammar, it means things are going well enough that you have no complaints. Completely fine. Same here. Verdict?
Fine. A quick, efficient way of agreeing with what someone just said about themselves, used constantly. To the listener, I'm good. Fine. Nope. Fine casually. Can't complain. Fine and warm. Same here. Fine. 4 short answers, 0 actual rudeness.
Stay. Round 2 covers the phrases people use to end conversations, which feel, to a learner, like they might be cutting someone off. Round 2, the phrases that sound on paper like you're trying to get away from someone.
Anyway, I should get going. Verdict?
Completely fine. Already covered in the daily life episode. One of the most standard polite ways to end a conversation. Not rude at all.
I won't keep you. Verdict?
Genuinely one of the more considerate things you can say. It signals you're aware of the other person's time. The opposite of rude. Right, I'll let you get on.
Verdict?
Fine. Same family as the one above. Considerate, not dismissive.
Catch you later. Fine and slightly warm. Casual goodbye between people who expect to see each other again. To the listener, I should get going. I won't keep you. I'll let you get on. Catch you later. All 4 polite exits, not rude dismissals.
Stay. Round 3 has the one almost every learner avoids completely, and it is one of the most polite things in this entire episode. Round 3. And I said before the episode, this is the one. The phrases that sound to a learner like outright confrontation. Can I jump in here? Verdict.
Already touched on this in earlier episodes. Completely fine, genuinely polite. It asks permission before interrupting, which is the considerate version of interrupting, not the rude one.
I'm not sure I agree. Verdict.
Fine, one of the softest disagreement phrases available. Not sure I agree is gentler than a flat I disagree, and is the standard polite way to push back in English. Sorry to interrupt, but
Fine, and actually quite formal and careful. The sorry to interrupt softens it entirely. Avoided by learners constantly, used by native speakers constantly.
actually at the start of a sentence. Verdict.
Fine. Genuinely one of the most conversational words in English, used to gently correct or add information. Slightly direct, never rude.
To the listener, can I jump in here? Polite. I'm not sure I agree. Polite. Sorry to interrupt, but polite. Actually, polite. The entire category most learners avoid is, almost without exception, completely fine.
Stay. Round 4 covers requests, the ones that feel on paper like demands. Round 4, phrases that look written down more like orders than requests.
Can you pass the salt?
Verdict. Already touched on in the daily life episode, completely fine. Direct requests at a table with "can you" are standard and not rude at all.
I need this by Friday.
Fine in a professional context. Direct, clear, efficient. Not the same as rude. Rudeness comes from tone, not from directness itself. Give me a second.
Fine. Slightly informal, but a completely standard way to ask for a brief pause, used constantly.
Could you just, followed by a request.
fine, and actually one of the softer request structures in English. The word just makes the request feel smaller and easier to grant. To the listener, can you pass the salt? Fine, I need this by Friday. Fine, professionally direct. Give me a second. Fine, and could you just? Fine, and soft. Direct is not the same as rude.
Last round, the ones that genuinely are a little risky, so you know the real exceptions too.
Round 5. The honest exceptions.
Because this episode would not be honest if everything turned out to be fine, a few genuine exceptions exist, and they're worth knowing precisely.
Whatever. Verdict?
This one genuinely can sound dismissive or rude, depending entirely on tone. Said flatly with a sigh, it signals, I don't care, and I'm annoyed. Worth using carefully.
I don't care. Verdict?
Genuinely risky. Even though it can be meant gently, I don't mind either way. The literal phrase often lands as rude. Better alternative, I'm easy either way, already covered in an earlier episode. Just saying. Verdict?
Genuinely a bit of a mixed one. Often used to soften a criticism, but can come across as passive-aggressive, adding a small dig and then pretending it was nothing. Use sparingly. No offense, but. Verdict?
The trickiest one of all. Saying no offense almost always signals that offense is exactly what's about to follow. Genuinely worth avoiding. Say the honest thing directly instead, without the warning label. To the listener, whatever depends entirely on tone. Use carefully. I don't care. Genuinely risky. Better to say I'm easy either way. Just saying can come across passive-aggressive. No offense, but almost always signals offense is coming. The 4 genuine exceptions in this whole episode.
5 rounds. Short answers. All fine. Ending conversations. All fine. Disagreeing and interrupting. Almost entirely fine. Requests. Direct is not rude. And the honest exceptions. 4 phrases genuinely worth using carefully.
And the pattern running through almost the whole episode, the thing most learners get backwards, is that directness and rudeness are not the same thing in English. Most of what feels risky to say is simply normal, efficient, ordinary English.
You were never being rude.
You were just being normal and worrying about it.
Word tour.
First word, blunt. Blunt means direct and plain in speech, without much softening. A blunt phrase is short and to the point, which, in English, is very often completely acceptable, rather than rude.
For example, her answer was blunt, nope, but nobody in the room read it as rude. It was simply efficient. Repeat, blunt.
Blunt.
Next, dismissive. Dismissive describes a tone that suggests something is not worth your attention or respect. This is genuinely about tone, not the words themselves. Whatever said warmly is fine. Said flatly, it becomes dismissive.
For example, it wasn't the word itself that sounded dismissive, it was the flat, bored way she said it. Repeat, dismissive.
Dismissive.
Next, considerate. Already covered, returning here directly. Considerate means thoughtful of other people's needs. I won't keep you is a considerate phrase, despite sounding, on the surface, like it might be cutting someone short.
For example, what looked like an abrupt exit was actually considerate. He genuinely didn't want to take up more of her time than necessary. Repeat, considerate.
Considerate.
Next, passive-aggressive. Passive-aggressive describes indirect expression of negative feelings, often through subtle digs disguised as something innocent. Just saying can sometimes function this way, a small criticism delivered as if it were nothing.
For example, the comment was passive-aggressive, technically polite, but everyone in the room understood exactly what point it was actually making. Repeat, passive-aggressive.
Passive-aggressive.
Next, efficient. Efficient means achieving a result without wasted effort. Many short, direct English phrases are efficient rather than rude. They communicate exactly what's needed and nothing more.
For example, his request was efficient, not cold. I need this by Friday. Simply gave her exactly the information she needed to plan around. Repeat, efficient.
Efficient.
Next, soften. To soften a statement means to make it feel gentler, usually through a small added phrase. Words like just, sorry to, and I'm not sure all soften requests or disagreements without changing their actual meaning.
For example, adding just softened the whole request. Could you just send that over? Felt noticeably easier to receive than the same sentence without it. Repeat, soften.
Soften.
Next, disclaimer. A disclaimer is a statement made in advance to limit responsibility or expectation. No offense but functions as a disclaimer, though it rarely achieves what it intends. It often signals the offense rather than preventing it.
The disclaimer didn't help at all. Saying no offense before the comment just made everyone brace for what was coming. Repeat, disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
And our final word, register, already covered several times, returning here as the central idea of this entire episode. Register is the level of formality appropriate to a situation. A phrase that's fine in a casual register might need adjusting in a formal one, but the phrase itself is rarely the problem.
For example, it wasn't that the phrase was wrong, it was simply the wrong register for that particular room. Perfectly fine with friends, a little too casual for the board meeting. Repeat, register.
Register.
8 words: blunt, dismissive, considerate, passive-aggressive, efficient, soften, disclaimer, register. Everyone helps explain why most of what worried you was never actually rude at all.
This week, one practice. Take one phrase you've always quietly avoided, worried it might sound rude. Use it, once, in the right context, and notice that nobody reacts the way you feared.
Because you were never being rude.
I'm Mary.
I'm Albert. LeapTalk English. Thank you for listening. I won't keep you any longer. See you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye.